Hey guys, what's up? NinePlagues from the BFK Pirates back with another video, and today we are covering character creation or using a potion for appearance in Sea of Thieves. Now, if you're choosing your first pirate, you're going to have to do this no matter what, and if you've been playing for a while and you decide to purchase an appearance potion, you can obviously go through this again, but let me just stop you right there. If you are a longtime player who has enjoyed playing with the same character and been through multiple battles, all kinds of emotes, played with your friends and enjoyed your pirate for a long time, and you think, gosh, I'd like this same pirate with maybe just a small bit of its appearance changed, don't do it. That's my advice. Don't do it. We all become attached to our pirates, and if you try to look for the same pirate with just a slight change to it, it is going to take many, many, many refreshes. To give you an idea, I've done this 2 times, and I regret it both times. I even wrote to Rare about this, that I wanted to see if I could get my old pirate's face back, and they were actually kind enough to write back and say, well, if you've already used the potion, there's not really much we can do. But I have to give them a shout out for just even replying on the Sea of Thieves support on the Twitter page. I was really very surprised to get a personal note. I didn't think they contacted people that fast. Anyway, if you are attached to your pirate and have been playing with the same pirate, and there's only one minor change you want to make, maybe you want to get a different face shape, different eyes, different nose, different mouth, don't do it. Finding that same pirate again may take up to 5,000 different pirate refreshes. And I know you're probably thinking, NinePlagues, how would you know that? You didn't sit there and do 5,000 pirate refreshes. Yeah, actually I did. I literally did about 72 hours of this, and finding the exact same face with just a smaller nose, that's all I wanted to get, took 3 days of sitting in the pirate generator. Do not do this. Do not waste your time. At the end of the day, all you see in front of you is an FPS view with 2 hands. You know, once in a while, maybe you have to look at your character when you do an emote, or maybe if you go back and watch a streaming session from one of your friends, you'll see your character. Don't change your character if you're already attached. You're not going to be able to find another pirate that has just a slight change to it unless you're willing to sit there for days and days and days refreshing. Now, what have I found while going through day after day after day of refreshing pirates? Well, there's a couple things you need to look for when you are choosing your pirate, and this can be for first-timers or maybe people who want to change just because whatever pirate they got, they're like, I've never gotten attached to this pirate. It is the ugliest, most detestable pirate I have ever seen. Possible. It is possible. You can get some pretty ugly-looking pirates. You need to check a couple things. You need to check face shape. You need to check body size, body height, muscle, density, how big they are with clothes on, how big they are with clothes off. If you can, I would say choose a pirate with no beard and shaved head if possible to fully see what their face looks like, because unfortunately, and this is one small thing I really wish Rare would change, you have a couple things working against you. Number one, most come with facial hair. Of course, the women usually don't, but most of the men do, and it blocks out sometimes facial features that you did not want, and you don't realize that till later. I remember one time choosing one, and it had this Homer Simpson type face where between the nose and the top lip was just like miles long, and I instantly had to change. Try to get one with no hair on its face and shaved before you choose a facial shape. Now, if that doesn't matter to you, if you say, you know what, I just am going to put a huge beard on there and I don't even care, that's fine, whatever. And the other thing you need to think about is body shape. Some people I know, and I've done this myself, think they're getting the exact same pirate when they choose a face that looks similar, and they totally forget to look at the body. The difference between a medium build pirate and a muscular pirate is very slight, but makes a massive difference when you are wearing clothes. I made this mistake one time when I went from I'd say medium build pirate down to one that was just kind of slightly built. And it went from looking like all the clothes I used to usually love to dress my pirate up in, looking tough, like a biker dude almost, into like a little kid playing dress up like he was wearing his dad's clothes. That's how much it changed the image of my pirate, and I was very disappointed and had to change again. These are problems you will run into if you continuously change your pirate, even though you liked what you got. That's why I say if you already pretty much like the pirate you started with, do not change. Do not sit in the generator looking for days like I did. Unless you have something you really detest, like I had a friend who had left it on the generator and his kid accidentally came along and tapped out a new pirate and completely changed the gender, the face, and everything of the whole pirate. He was a cartoon old lady instead of being the Viking looking dude he wanted. And, that makes sense. Then you need to probably pay for an appearance potion to change to feel more attached to your character. I get it. But realize when you are choosing, these are the main things you want to focus on. Body shape and size, how that will hold the clothes on the body of the pirate. Face shape and size, and you need to look from the chin all the way up to the forehead. Be very careful when you're choosing a pirate that is wearing a headband in the generator. There's many times where I chose one and later found out the top of their head was as wide as a UFO. And man, does that look weird when you've got different haircuts or hats on and they enlarge the hat, because everything you wear, including costumes, will enlarge itself or shrink itself down depending on the body size. So some cool things are like if you choose a rather robust, big build, stocky pirate who's got like a big beer gut and belly hanging out, when you choose one of the really nice costumes from the shop, the Emporium shop, it's going to be massive. Like you're going to have this big, thick skeleton and it looks awesome for like the warsmith. But also realize if you choose like some of the more aristocratic clothes or the Royal Admiral clothes, you're going to kind of look like a pimp daddy. It's going to be pretty funny looking. Try to look for what best fits the clothes you want to structure around your pirate's body. Also think about facial size. The facial size will control the size of the hat, the haircut, and even the beard on your face. One time I chose a pirate with too wide of a face, and guess what? All of the bottom beards on his face were just massive. They were like cartoonishly big, okay? So be very careful. There are a few things you can do to kind of work around this. You can put facial makeup on, you can put the mustaches and the beards and all that stuff on, but at the end of the day, the size is really going to matter. So if you want a pirate that wears things big and large, go for those big-bodied pirates. But also realize if you choose one of those emaciated ones, everything you put on is going to look like it hangs off your body. As a final side note, one thing I remember reading about is that when they first made the generator, when Rare first developed it, they said they would sit there and laugh sometimes because some of the generations that would come out would be just horribly disfigured, like the lip up over the head, the neck showing up like in their belly, all kinds of weird stuff. It's Q&A testing at the beginning, like every game does, of course. But there were a couple small things I could still find that were kind of disproportionate or wacky. And I know, Sea of Thieves has already got kind of a cartoonish feel, and I love that aspect of it. But there's a couple of the emaciated bodies where they're just like brutally skinny. And they have the sort of crescent chin that juts out, and it juts out so far, it's like a pancake hanging off their face. And I don't know if that still is supposed to be not a glitch, but man, that looked weird. I also saw a few guys with like noses so gigantic, they look like a plague doctor. So that was kind of funny too. If you want to go for something very wacky, refresh a bunch of times, and I promise you, you will eventually get something that looks almost less than human. Otherwise, listen to my advice. Choose the pirate that best represents you. There is no wrong pirate to choose. The only wrong pirate is one that doesn't feel like it best represents who you want to be in the game. If you already have one that you feel pretty comfortable with and you wish you could just change maybe one small thing. Oh, I don't like how big his eyebrows are. I want a little bit smaller nose on my guy. Don't do it. Stick with what you got. You'll thank me later, and you'll regret it if you go in there and start spending a bunch of money on potions. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps with your first pirate being chosen. If you have any questions or anything else below, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. Thanks to all the new subscribers, all, 7 or 10 I've got right now. And I will talk to you again real soon.